Uncle Drums.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our clouds when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I'm lost on my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding.
Loud and clear.
If my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding.
Let's get to that climax. Vibing out. Yo. Pull up. Right now, we're going to go overseas. We're going to make some calls. We're going to go overseas. And we're going to try and talk to a young lady who goes by the name of Auvelle Noir. Let's holler. Let's see what's up.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, Auvelle Noir? What's good? Uncle Drummer.
I'm doing well.
Uncle Drummer, you good?
Yes.
Okay, so Auvelle Noir, where you based at the moment? Where you at?
Right now I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And how is it down there right now?
It's hot.
It's blazing, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so listen. I know time's precious right now. So let's jump in the deep end, right?
Okay.
So Auvelle, can you just tell the people a little bit about yourself and what you do as a sports personality?
Okay, well, I'm Auvelle, and I started boxing about 2 years ago, and I do it for fun, actually, and I think it's really great for women empowerment to just be strong and be able to know that you can defend yourself.
Okay, so what do your parents think about that, Auvelle?
My parents love it.
They love it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to your childhood now, right?
Okay.
Do you remember having your first scrap, your fight at school? Do you remember the first one?
Oh my gosh, yes. I'm not going to call it a fight because it was slightly unfair.
Okay, what happened? Bring us back.
Okay, so I was in middle school, and it was picture day. And my middle school, we had uniforms, and so for picture day, we were able to dress out so we could look good for pictures.
That's right.
Well, I was in the cafeteria, and a little boy behind me kept touching my hair.
Okay.
And I told him, I was like, please don't touch my hair again. If you do, I'll knock you out.
Oh, man. So you had it in you from early.
I'm a daddy's girl.
Okay.
So he ended up touching my hair again, and then I got sent home for knocking him under a cafeteria table.
Wow. So you had that bang in you from early, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to like teenage years now, yeah?
Mhm.
Was you the type of teenager that was always getting in scraps, or is not really your thing?
No, actually, I was like the outcast growing up. So I really didn't like getting into fights.
Okay, so it wasn't your thing, no?
No. But if I had to defend myself, I definitely would.
How did the journey of actual boxing start for you?
So, there was an event that was happening, and they were looking for ring girls because I wanted to model.
Okay,
And
yeah,
they ended up messaging me and telling me that they didn't need any more models or ring girls, but they had a position open for a boxer.
yeah. Okay.
And so it kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah. I was just off guard there, just thinking about that one. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I was like, oh my gosh, okay. They were like, well, you're kind of built like a good fighter. Do you ever think about fighting? And I was like, no, not really, but I mean, sure.
Yeah. All right. So on the sport now, boxing. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, like the world sees boxing as a male sport.
Yes.
How do you feel that women are coming and dominating the sport and balancing it out? How do you feel about that?
I think it's great. I believe that women are really strong and very determined into getting what they want. So, women, when we're in the ring, we don't like to lose.
Yeah.
We're really competitive.
Yeah.
But what I loved about fighting is that inside of the ring and outside of the ring, it's still respect for each other being in the sport, knowing that technically we as women are underdogs in the sport itself.
Okay, got you. So, all right, let's say you're out, you're in a club, it isn't lockdown time now, and you're in a club and you're socializing with people, yeah? What do other females say when you introduce yourself and say that you're a boxer? What's their energy like?
They're surprised.
Is it intimidating to them, or do they find it like something special? How do they see it? How do you think they see it?
I think first they look at me and they're surprised because I am actually very petite. I'm
Okay.
like 5'1", which is pretty short. And so they're surprised that I'm a boxer. But then after that, they're very interested and want to know more about it.
Okay. Great. So your first fight, we're going to go back to your first fight, right?
Okay.
When you had that fight, when the actual fight was finished, yeah?
Mhm.
What made you want to carry on?
It was an adrenaline rush.
Oh, yeah, you got you.
Yeah, it felt so good.
It felt so good, right?
Yeah, I remember getting punched in the face during my fight, and I was worried because I'd never been punched in the face before. But after I got punched, I kind of shook it off and was like, oh, that wasn't that bad.
Okay. And just kept on, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to your first fight. So when the bell rang, ding ding, yeah? What was the emotions going through you at that point?
I was nervous.
Yeah.
I had the shakes. I was jittery.
Okay, so would you say that everything you learned in training, yeah? Would you say that everything changes at that point when the bell goes?
It does, especially when it's your first fight, because you'll feel that fear and you'll feel nervous, but after you get a few hits in and it's like, oh my gosh, this is real, I'm in this moment, you start acting, and then if you've trained correctly, it comes to you.
Yeah, got you. So, how do you train for your fights, physically and mentally?
Mentally, I do a lot of stretching and meditation. I focus on breathing. And then physically, I have to make sure my cardio is up.
And how much? Let's say, like cardio a week. How much cardio do you have to do to maintain that your training level up to par?
I definitely have to run every day to make sure that I'm training well. Speed bag. I like doing speed bags a lot. And then I also use wrist weights and ankle weights to keep my speed up.
And what's it like with your diet and sleep and all that? Because obviously those are things that's very important.
Right. So, actively when I'm training, I go vegetarian.
Okay, so you're lighter.
So, I'm sorry.
Does that make you lighter? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Your body isn't taking up most of its energy trying to process meat.
That's cool. That's cool. And sleeping wise?
Oh, you definitely have to get some sleep in. At least 8 hours of sleep every day. If you don't get your rest in, your body can't recuperate.
So, all right. So training wise, yeah.
Mhm.
How long would you say a female needs to train to get her body and everything else in order for a fight? Let's say in months.
I think 3 months is pretty good for a first fight. For something not too serious in the beginning. 3 months of cardio, eating right, lifting. I like power lifting. You don't want to get too heavy with it, but it also raises your heart rate.
Sure. So, does being a boxer affect your relationships in any way?
I believe so.
Why'd you say that?
Because I feel like already as a black woman, like, I'm slightly intimidating. But once you add boxing into it, it's a completely new level of intimidation.
Yeah. How do you handle that as a black woman?
I think if they're strong enough, smart enough, respectful enough to realize that you're still a woman but has a schedule to abide by, then they'll be in your life for a reason.
Yeah, I get that. That's real. I like that. So, you say boxing is one of the worst sports when it comes on to getting injured?
I actually wouldn't say that.
Do you suffer a lot of injuries though after a match?
Right, but I mean, if you're trained well enough to dodge and you're light on your feet, you're good enough not to get hurt too bad. There might be a lot of minor injuries, but nothing too serious.
Okay, got you. How old would you say children should be before they can watch boxing and before they can start training themselves?
That's a good question. So, before they could watch boxing, I just believe that's dependent upon the parents themselves, because boxing, along with other types of fighting, require discipline. And so, as long as the children are disciplined enough to know that this is something that you do inside of a ring when it's sanctioned and not something that you use outside, then I don't believe watching boxing is too detrimental to children.
Yeah, got you.
And then with training, I mean, honestly, kids train as young as 3 years old for martial arts and things of the sort, and most children that start in a sport that disciplined are more well-behaved than other children.
Mhm. Gotcha. Have you ever been knocked down in a fight before?
Yes.
What's the feeling? What goes through you when you hit that canvas?
I remember hitting the ground and being like, wow. I just took that. I just ate that.
Yeah.
I can't do this next time.
Okay. So when you hit the floor, what was your immediate thought on hitting the floor and knowing that you're not knocked out? What was going through your head?
I was embarrassed.
Yeah, all right.
Like,
and what got you back? What got you back up?
I am extremely determined and competitive, and I don't like to back down. And if my legs are going to work, I am going to get back up.
I like that. All right. So when you got back up, what was your chain of thought when you got back up?
I was like, okay, here we are. We're in it to win it. We can't lose now.
Okay. And did you win that fight or did you lose it?
I lost it.
Okay. Okay. No, but it's good that you had the momentum, the spirit, right?
Yes. And I remember going 4 rounds and was just like, okay, Well, I did it. I made it.
No, that's good. Round of applause for that. So,
Thank you.
what I want to ask you now, if when you've knocked someone down, right?
Yes.
Now, when you knock that person down, you see the person go down on the canvas, right?
Mhm.
What is going through your head at that time?
When I knock someone down and they hit the canvas,
Yeah.
and I feel it under my feet, I'm just like, okay, this is it. You have to strategize from this point on, because when they hit the ground, they're gonna be woozy. They're not gonna be 100% on their feet immediately. So by the time they get back up, you have to already plan what you want to do and be prepared for the comebacks that they'll have.
Yeah, because I've heard people say that they've knocked someone down and it made them more confident, and I've heard someone else say they've knocked someone down and they actually got scared because they wanted the person to stay down and they got back up.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So there's a lot of mixed emotions in that, right?
Mhm. Definitely.
Like, what's your friendship and relationship like with your trainers? Like,
They're really good. I love them. They're actually, I train with Marines. So, they're military, and they're not necessarily like boxers, and I like that a lot because they're training, it's like cross training almost.
got you. All right, who's your favorite female boxer and your favorite male boxer, and why?
Ooh. Okay, so my favorite male boxer right now is Jeremiah Milton.
Jeremiah Milton.
And he's competing, he's training right now for the Golden Gloves.
Okay, great.
And man, my favorite female boxer, that's a tough one.
Say that again?
I said that's a tough one. I love them all.
Okay. All right. Give me. Let's just to make it not biased, yeah. Let's have 3 instead of 1.
3.
Your top
okay.
3. Your top 3.
Let's see. That's a tough one. Like,
Still tough.
like, it's so hard to pick.
All right. So. All right. When you look at the female boxers, yeah. Who do you most admire the most? Like, when you're not boxing yourself, when you look at them and you watch them, who do you think, like, yeah, she's got some real skills, or yeah, she's dangerous, or yeah, she's got it, the strategy? Who do you think that about?
So Miss Ali, obviously, she's number 1, but that's biased.
No, it's good. Anybody else?
Chrissy Martin is pretty good too.
Yes, yeah.
I've just got like so much respect for all of them. It's just hard to choose, honestly.
All right, so you gave us 2, so that's good. All right, we'll move on, yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years from now, boxing-wise?
Ooh, 5 years. So I'm not registered. I'm not a registered amateur yet. So I definitely want to be registered within the next 5 years. And this year, I'm taking a year to train and get back up on it. So I'm really excited. 5 years, I want to be doing professional matches.
Okay, that's good. And hopefully you will be, yeah? If you just stick to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so last few questions now, right? What advice can you give to any up-and-coming female boxer that, you know, maybe ain't got no training or no manager or nothing like that, but just sees it and thinks that they've got it and they want to go for it?
I think getting in the gym, even if you can't get in the gym, just start running and start working out at home. And then knowing what you want, setting a goal, writing it down and putting it in a place that you can see it every day. So it doesn't slip your mind. It's at the forefront of your mind. You have a reason to be training. You have a reason to be eating right. You have a reason to do everything that you're doing because you see that goal in front of you. And people are going to be there to knock you down and tell you that you can't do it, no matter what size you are, how tall you are, you know, where you came from. Like, once you get in the ring, none of that matters.
Yeah, I got that. That's big. I like that. And what would you like the general public to know about you personally?
Personally, I would love the general public to just know that I may be a fighter and I may be determined and ambitious, but I am a huge-hearted humanitarian. I love helping people.
That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Okay, so for the fans, for the stalkers, and for the normal people, where can they reach you?
In the ring.
I like that one. Never heard that one before. Yeah, where can they? I.e., Instagram, Facebook. How can they get hold of you?
You can find me on Facebook. You could just look up my name, Auvelle Noir. I'm also on Instagram, Auvelle Noir Official. That's the one that I use. So Snapchat, Twitter, pretty much everywhere. Just Google me.
I got you. All right, Auvelle. Last question now. Anybody you'd like to send a shout out or a big up to?
I'm gonna send a shout out to my friend Jeremiah Milton because he is competing for the Golden Gloves. So
yeah, big up.
Also, we went to school together, so we kind of grew up together, and I want to shout him out, love him. He's great. Go find him too.
Okay, and where can they find him?
He is on. He's Jeremiah Milton, the Night Closer. So you can find him on Facebook.
All right, people, go and make sure you go and look out for him also. So I just want to say to you, thank you so much for your time, and you are the first lady that boxes that I've ever even spoke to.
Ooh, yeah.
And I think that's a great achievement, and I'm happy that I got to talk to you. And you know, it's so ironic you're not even from England, because I expect that there's many people from England that I could talk to, but I spoke to you, so it's very special.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's very special, and I like what you're doing. I like your energy, and I think that you'll get further and further and further to where you want to be, and you just got to stick to it. And I'm proud of you, and I would just want to say thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, so, you know, just have a blessed, I don't know what time it's over there, but just have a blessed one.
All right, you as well.
All right, thank you very much, yeah? I appreciate you, yeah?
Yes, thank you.
All right, more blessings.
Yes, you too.